2, 3.
So a lot of times I get asked, did Jesus walk this earth or not? And I say, absolutely. But I also understand that we are multidimensional beings living in a multiverse, and every single set of combinations of every single reality exists here.
Yes.
So, was Jesus black? Yes. Was Jesus white? Yes. Maybe he was albino. All these things, we get caught up in semantics when he preached Christ consciousness, a place of brotherly love, ascension, getting off the wheel of karma. So, for me, he was so important to this world that they couldn't have crucified him. That he was so important energetically that because he connected all the dimensions as a Pleiadian starseed, that they faked his death because time travel is real. The earth is a movie set. Went back in time, faked his death, and him and Mary Magdalene did have 2 kids, rode off into the sunset, and lived happily ever after. That, for me, exists in my reality. Now, somebody else who's a multidimensional being might say, well, he died for our sins, or whatever we're led to believe. They've jumbled so much information together and rewritten the Bible, which is the oldest one of the oldest historic documents that we have, that nobody knows. It's like a mad scramble where you can't discern the pattern. So then it just becomes, well, what does your experience say? What does your intuition say? Why did I give myself the name Jonah before this incarnation, who was Jesus 900 years before Jesus existed? So I have to think that, I know that he did exist here, that Mary Magdalene was the first to ascend, right? They were an item, the Kundalini, the snake, wrapped in one, and they connected all dimensions. It's the Adam and Eve story basically rewritten of the connection to
Who's the name of the 2 of the children? Do you know? Who's the name?
I believe it was, don't get me to lying. I know that it's,
but it's
I
not
thought
like
it was Sarah.
Name,
I thought
right?
Sarah was one of the names, but what?
Oh, it's not biblical names?
It has to be biblical names, but don't get me to lying, because,
So I know Mary Magdalene still, what do you call it, ascending together. So in our understanding, at least my understanding, so Jesus is one of the decoder, basically the one that cracked the code among, you know, like Buddha, Siddhartha, something like that. So
yeah, he also ate mushrooms. There's a lot of things that they won't teach you. If you go back in time and look at the paintings and the drawings, and he was standing on UFOs, and he was in UFOs, and he was standing on Anita Amaskaria mushrooms, the Super Mario mushroom. He tapped in, red one, he opened his third eye. He could remember his past lives, and he knew why he was here. But essentially, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Ra, the sun god, all these people were the same person. It's the same energy reincarnated with different lessons. So he cracked the code, but imagine being awake that far long back. He planted himself in a place in history where that's where they wanted mankind to stop killing themselves.
So from the knowledge that I have, so Jesus cracked the code. Okay, so he had ability to finally live the samsara, like Buddha and everyone live the samsara. But he chose to go back to the earth because he say he needs to save the rest of us. So that's why he stay here. I mean, he had the ability to like in and out, and then that's why he's still among us. But the thing is, like, no one really knows how he come back, or like in what kind of form, like another avatar or something. So but in our understanding, he's like one of the soul that still care about the humankind, because he see human as a slave. So he tried to as free for all of us, give us like liberation. That's why he sacrificed. He's the biggest sacrifice, because he sacrificed his own soul. But like other decoder, they just ascend and then they teach, they feel enough, and then they just fulfill their own descendant. But Jesus is like more. That's why his legacy is bigger than any other decoders, other ascended master. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he, you know, Buddha. Don't get it twisted. He enlightenment, meditation, fasting, reincarnation. This is not real. You know, nirvana. All of those things were like, it was just the blueprint. And he was one of the great ascended masters that came into our times. That Yeshua came in and he was like, nah, and he was like flipping tables. He was an emotional being. He was us.
Right.
He was an empath, and he could feel everybody's energy, but he could also read minds. He could levitate. He could do all the things that they said he could do and more.
Yeah, walking on the water.
And so why did he teach we could do that? We have the same gifts as him and more. Why would he teach that? Why do you think that? It's the same. The reason I'm asking, it's the same reason that Buddha used to laugh at people. Whenever he reached enlightenment, he would laugh, because when he would look at somebody, he would say, "You're Buddha too.
Yeah.
You're me too, but you don't see it yet." So it was funny to him.
Yeah.
Just like Yeshua would always say, "Treat your neighbor as treating yourself,"
Right.
because everybody is you.
Yeah.
So they figured that out a long time ago. When you reach the God frequency in Earth in the 3D, you can see every single person as you. I can look in your eyes right now, and I know you're a version of me. You don't see me and look at me as a version of you yet. You'll start to see it. You start to see patterns. You see, like, we're both born in 80. Like, anyways, so Yeshua understood that, and his legacy will always, he will always be the most known man in history, because even if the story was he sacrificed himself for mankind, a lot of us sacrificed ourselves for our families. A lot of us had to take on the pain and trauma to heal our cursed ancestral bloodlines. Right. And that's, in a sense, being the Christ. We're all Yeshua. Right. Yeah. We're all Mary Magdalene. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yes. They said, like, when we're born here, whoever that we meet is a fraction of our DNA, right? And the reason why we're really born here is because mostly from ancestor, and then ancestor try to fix the bloodline, means like giving liberation. That's why most of the what do you call, like the second wave.
Right.
Are we seven? Yeah, I mean the second wave.
Second wave.
The second wave is the one that mostly have ability to be awakened, and then, but it's always be the black sheep. Like, no one believe us. The family is kind of always think that we're like crazy one. Yeah, but like I said, it was said that whoever that you meet during this lifetime is a fraction for your own soul. That's why when we meet, it's like there's a code that kind of connect us, sync us, like the 20 days or whatever, because we're coming from the same DNA strain.
That's right.
So we kind of meeting our own fractions of DNA to be like the one.
Right.
Because we all like one, but it's like fraction. Each fraction of DNA have their own experience, collective, and so they're like meeting again. So it's like
it's basically a soul pod or a soul tribe before you come to Earth, and each one of us has are coded differently. We all have our own own unique source code that also connects us. Yes. That's the part that's missing right now in the world, is everybody, there's a bunch of individual players on a team, which they serve a purpose. Whatever you're doing to help people ascend, but the last part of the game is connecting with your soul pod. Right. And the people you have been connected to your whole life, it's like they're a version of the people that, everybody's a version of somebody from your previous life. It's all the same energy. It's all the same person. And it's a reminder as you keep evolving. You're not meant to keep the same friend group. You're not meant to keep the same family. You're meant to evolve and evolve and evolve until eventually you meet the people you came to Earth with.
Yes, so in like simpler understanding is like your own body. Your body have their own like a body part, and then they have their own what do you call it, a cell. Right. So they have their own job to, let's say this one is wounded, then they regenerate and then, you know, heal their own body part, and then the other one like the lung, the eyes, you know. So like each soul, each fraction of our soul have their own jobs to fix this one, to fix this one. That's why you have all different experience, but the main goal is just to, what do you call it, the pot. So pot means like the entire, like overall body. So I really think that this earth right now that we are, the mother earth is the eyes, because you know, they said the look, the shape of it, and then it has the dome, so it looks like the eyeball.
Right.
You see, if you see like this,
Right.
This is like the firmament, and then you know the eyeball, and then they have the iris. The iris is the land, the flat land.
Right.
So I think we are in the eye part of this mother.
Right.
So it is in my opinion. So you have your own
it's
part to heal.
That's the part where people get so caught up in semantics of the nature of our reality. Understanding that the earth is probably flat, but it could be round. Like everybody's so caught up, oh, there's water outside of the firmament and space is fake and all of these things. Well, what if it's real? Like people speak so much in absolutes because they have to know things that really don't matter. Does it have anything to do with your ascension? Does it have, and I'm not saying just you, I'm just saying like in general, knowing that our body is the cosmos in human form. And that we have more cells in our body. We have trillions and trillions of cells that's bigger than the solar system.
Yeah.
We are the solar system existing in human form.
Exactly.
So understanding that is the flower of life. Fibonacci sequence. Every single thing is connected. Everything is asymmetrical in our reality. And so our body, actually, Leonardo da Vinci created I can't remember the human body, but it's basically a map of the cosmos.
Yeah.
So, but getting back to what you were saying,
like the human
I
design,
believe we do live in a firmament. I believe space is real. I believe people live inside of the planet, obviously past the Antarctic ice wall. I believe people live inside the moon, and planets, and all these things do exist in our reality. But that's also to say that for me, I stopped focusing on those things.
Yeah, that's why me too. I mean, but like people who like super hardcore flat earth, actually they're swallowing their red pill, because it's just, as a beginner, it's a keyword finally for you to like search more, you know, like me actually personally, I went to rabbit hole because I took this university in Arizona, and then I took this astronomy class, and then I have to take this astronomy class, and then there's a word of like flat earth, and then I was like, why this thing exists? So I searched, and then I was like, oh my god, and then like everything, like, you know, fall down for me for all my thing. But it's just basically is awakening. So each person have the keyword for awakening. So
absolutely,
that's why
that is a great point.
Yeah.
If you look at the Bible, and like they talked about the firmament, they talked about the earth being flat. And then you have to ask yourself. It is the opening stages of awakening, and it is necessary to open to people's eyes.
It's like for you to question stuff.
But people obsess over. Do you find that people obsess over things?
Yeah.
Like they're just so dead set. Where it's like, dude, relax. Like does that have anything to do? Yeah,
they stuck there in a loop. They're basically it's a kind of broken record. They stuck in the loop. They need something to like slap them to move forward.
They just, and then you spend your whole time trying to convince people of something that if somebody doesn't care, why are you trying to make them care? Why are you we impose our will on people, and then we judge them because we say, oh, they're a round earth or whatever you call it. And then,
then when you start calling someone globe-tard, actually you condescending people. So like you fail. You're the one who's in a loop. I was there though. I was there.
There's more evidence that it's flat, but for me, that's why I always say it's flound. It's flat and round. It's a shape that we don't quite understand.
It's perspective. The same as the relativity, like thing. It's a perspective, because like, why if it's like, okay, let's say your perspective, like the one that I mentioned about the eye, it's not flat, but it has the firmament. And then what if the firmament like go around there and it's only flat? Oh, it's a ball. Yeah. And then what if outside the ball there's something else? Oh yeah, maybe, you know, it's like the way, like outside the eye we have this thing, we have more. So it's the same with the earth, but no one knows how the real shape of the earth. It could move, it could change. It's like, it depends on your perspective. You see with the bird's eyes view is different. You see only like 2D. That's why
I understand.
There's no right or wrong.
And that's the thing. That's exactly right. It comes back to, there's no right or wrong. Respect everybody's opinion, but it has no bearing on how I spend my day or what I want to think about. Now let's move a little bit forward to what's going on right now in the world. You had a couple of shootings that just happened.
Oh,
okay. And so now, from a super awakened person is going to say it was all staged, it was acting, there was the blood was fake, the chick on the train was not Ukrainian or Russian. You know, there was MK Ultra involved, and Charlie Kirk was taken out by Israel. It was the Jews. Like, you can go super hyper next level everything. Which is exactly what they want us to do. Is to dissect everything, and then it's the Republicans, it's the left, it's the right. You're all feeding into the same machine. You literally are an agent and don't know it.
They're harvesting all the prana, any kind of expressions of emotion. They harvesting all of them.
People fall so in love with their, I would say, their platform online, because I see a lot of that shit on X and Twitter. X, where people, it's just, they spend their whole day trying to win an argument and get people to see their way. Dude, you like it's 2025.
And
I'm not spending my time arguing with somebody in a virtual world. That shit is the lowest vibe. And the amount of racism now.
Oh my God,
it's cool to be racist, and they want to say the N-word, and it's the Indians, and it's the white people, and it's the black people. Now, who do you think is... They are doing exactly what they want us to do, pulling the strings, getting us engaged in some bullshit ass electronic device that's making our pineal gland shrivel up like a penis. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what they... It's an experiment. This is the experiment they're doing it right now to us.
And it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
It's a giant psychological operation. If you could even say, well, this is because Donald Trump just came out in the Epstein files, and they found a card that would have Epstein's and Donald Trump's signature. Yeah, that's probably true too. They're all guilty. Like I've been saying that since the very beginning. We have no room in our society for pedophiles. They're trying to normalize things with the LGBTQ, with pedophilia, and make that as another letter. So what's really going on here? Are these NPCs? Are these AI in human form? Are they sex robots? Is there something we're missing to where nobody has been punished, and all governments and Hollywood and all these things are corrupt in a society that harvests energy, get us vibrating low, and only a few small percentage of the population gets to really, really enjoy Earth, right? Right.
So we have to zoom out a little bit from this. Yeah, this is like where I zoom in, but this right now, right? But if you zoom out, remember the one who running, or the puppet master, it goes by whatever, like astrology, what do you call it, astrology, gematria, numerology, because you know, when it's a scripted reality, you always can find your code by that one. So
it's all algorithms and numerology.
If you to focus on this, because we're like Western, but if you zoom out, you can see like Eastern and Western. So what's happening right now in the Eastern right now is the hungry ghost. Is around this time, the gate, whatever the gate, is open. So they're kind of doing the purging in that limbo. So you know, there's too many in the limbo. They cannot go anywhere. So the gate open for them to harvest this token, which is karma, and then only human can help them by doing merit or something, right? And then that's why the gate is open, and then whatever the puppet master kind of like trigger us to create this emotion to harvest any prana that we have.
Right.
So like in the same time during all of these things, like remember, like right now they said this revolution everywhere. Indonesia ignited by looting all the you know, the government that like corrupt, and then following by Malaysian, and then now it's Nepal.
Nepal, they whooped her.
They're savage.
They whooped her.
They almost killed him.
And then they elected a new leader on Discord.
Yeah, and then the one that sounds like Hitler.
I have no idea, but
I don't know, but it's funny that like seeing
I can't get motivated on my Discord server, but I guess they could have elected me president.
Isn't it funny that like going back to like Fibonacci, basically like in a loop, like repeated the same like pattern, and then I think Filipino right now, Philippines too. So in Asia they already have that one, because but the China they already know, because they kind of base the calculation. They have their own like paths or something. You know, the same with the gematria in the Western. That's why the elite doing this kind of ritual every, you know, 322 whatever, you know, and equinox. So this is like happening right before equinox, because by equinox the gate is closed.
So let me comment on that, because astrology, numerology, Fibonacci, like all these things.
Yeah.
We live in an algorithmic system where everything is scripted and predictable.
Yes.
But we're so far off. This is where the astrologers forget, is that number one, the government has psychics, mediums, typically some of the most talented people in our world work for the government. They have them on that side of things with their predictive models because they're tapped into the other realm too. The other part of that is we have no clue what year it is. They threw the calendar they threw off a long time ago. They know what year it is, and so on typically times where they know that the earth is ascending or there's a portal of consciousness, because we live in a fixed system. That's why they know when the comets are going to go by. That's why when they know that when we're going to have an eclipse.
Yeah.
That's when they really jumble up the system and get ready for the energy harvest, or distract us from something, or spray the skies, because they know like a portal of consciousness is open.
Right.
This is why I believe that Yeshua, Buddha, I believe this has been going on since the dawn of time. So the traveling, nomadic, gypsy type of energy, when you're consistently moving around, you kind of beat the grid and beat the system.
Right. So there's this floating around news that the reason why they shut off Charlie Kirk, because he was believed to be another greatest president from the future. So the MIB guy, or the hitman from the future, came back to this timeline, shut him off, and then it was just disappear. That's what the floating around, like hardcore conspiracy theories. But I mean, in my opinion though, it could be anything. The same thing with Donald Trump, like time traveler. Baron is like time traveler. It could be, because everything is possible right now. What if they have this
but we're all time travelers. That's the thing about it. None of us, think about this way, we all come from the future.
Right.
How far past have you evolved your contemporaries or your friend group or your family?
Right.
Clearly we're getting updates and upgrades every day. Like most people kind of stay here, or they upgrade slow. So are they time travelers? Maybe, but probably I believe they're all reptilians. If you want to know the truth, Donald Trump is a Draco reptilian.
He's a Draco, definitely. And
1000%.
That's why he is tall like that, and then all his descendants, including Baron, is super tall like that. They said he's always more than 7 feet. But the difference is because they're like important people. They have the tool. We don't have the tool. We only can utilize what we have right now. But they have the tool. They even have maybe the equipment to put their consciousness somewhere. They bring it in the bag, and then have a lot of I don't know, cassette or something. Who knows,
Yeah, I mean, most of the people that are celebrities that have reached and attained a high level of consciousness here, or have a lot of money, wealth, and power, they just keep reincarnating. Their soul is stuck in a loop and a trap, and they're fine with that. These people that come in with gifts, and this is a simulation. This is a video game. So for me, that you could come back, you can be a dark character, or you can be a light character. You can be on the hero's journey, or you can be a villain. It doesn't matter. We all carry an energetic frequency where we activate each other. So they want to come in and do these villainous things. That's just a part of their program. I have seen people in general, even people that say they're awake or spiritual, they always go to their default program.
Yeah.
And so it might take some time sometimes, because they say the right things and they meditate and they do these things, and then all of a sudden they glitch, and then they tell on themselves. They always go back to their default programming.
Yeah. So it's kind of like they have the bot planted to them, so they are awakened. They can heal people, but sometimes if they meet some situation, they're stop there. They're unable to process it. That's why they kind of sometimes they got so mad or something. In my opinion, so I have friends who's so many of them psychic, but they got stuck there. They got stuck either with the religion, or they just didn't believe in anything about the alien. Let's say so the second that we talk about it, they got they shut off, and then they're basically they make it disabled for their ability, because there's a bot planted to them. The second that you get this one is a glitch. When the glitch happening, they're shut off automatically. So I have that fun too sometimes. So, but I'm aware, and then I was like, wait, why did I do that? I was like, I realized that there's a bot, like I had like galactic spy,
right,
like doing it to me, but
here's the thing.
I don't know how to stop it.
This is why I say there's truly no free will, because you're always going to meet exactly who you're supposed to meet in this life.
Right.
The other part of that is, you don't think we get remote viewed? You don't think that people look inside of our dreams when we sleep? There's no such thing as privacy here. Like I'm telling you, there's a hacking that goes on where you really got to be off grid. You don't know if something's planted in you, and it's not to make people in fear. I've just accepted that my higher self, God, source, is always in control. The galactic beings, I got visited 2 weeks ago, and literally they woke me up out of a dream that felt like I was like in this weird floating state, and then they talk to me, and it's a very much of a process where you can ask questions. It's not like you hear a voice. It's that they're there, and you know that they're there.
Right.
So, you know, have I felt darkness before in these other realms? For sure. But it's not really dark. It's just preparing you for. It's like
just uncommon. So
it's like freeing you from sleep paralysis. I hated sleep paralysis because I felt like I was getting suffocated and stifled, where I would throw myself and try to wake myself out of the dream. And then somebody recently, this is actually about a year ago, that somebody said, just let go, don't be scared.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, the next time I had it, I said, okay, I surrendered. And it was euphoric. It was like ecstasy. And I started to fly, and then I could go visit people at their house. It was like I was on Falcor, the dragon from Neverending Story, and I was going to seeing all my friends in the dream realm. I could control it. So anyway, that's kind of off topic, but
no.
I'm not scared.
Actually, is that was not dream. That was like you travel in the astral. I actually joined this group, the astral travel group, and at the time I was like, I didn't see anything, right? But I fell, and then I told them like, oh yeah, and then meet in this temple or something, like kind of castle or temple. But then they said do not go in if you see like some animal, not animal. They said like if you see something that doesn't look like human, right?
Right.
And then of course I was out of curiosity. I went like under the water.
Right.
And then since then I was lost. So every time I slept, I always can see someone else's dream.
Right.
Isn't it really weird? Like when you said like your dream, someone spying on your dream.
Right.
So that was real because myself, I was there. I was spying someone's dream.
Right.
I asked, like the other time, I asked my my family, like, anyone dream about this guy who just died? And then I was like, is that like in front of toilet? Yeah, how do you know? I was like, oh yeah. So the one that you say like spying on your dream is real. If even in your dream they're spying on you. So imagine right now we're doing this.
This is why I say it's very hard for me to be around people that, and I love everybody, but it's very hard for me to be around people that are paranoid, that are still like, they're out to get me. And I'm like, look, dude, once you get put on a list, they start looking at your search history, your Google list. They don't even need to watch you. AI watches you, and when you hit enough ding, 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 then they might visit you in person, but there's just always a presence there. But you start to realize that nobody's here to get you. Nobody's out to take you out. Like, we came for this. Yeah. They need our energy.
Yeah.
And so then you start to lose the fear, and then you start to get back in the creator mode. Because I know so many people that just, they're still in hiding.
No, they're still paranoid.
Like,
you have no idea.
Thing, I'm here for the ascension.
You know, when they know me working in a tag, or like, you know, these two giants company, they're like, oh, I don't want to tax you. I was like, why? Oh, because, you know, they're just gonna record everything, our conversation. I was like, are we doing like prostitute or something? Like, why are you like so scared of? And then, oh, if I'm going to Google, they're gonna do the face recognition and blah blah blah. They're gonna get. I was like, before, when you born here, they already got everything. I was like, I don't care. Like, you know, like they get my face, everything. I don't care. But like, I'm not gonna live in a fear.
At birth.
Yeah,
they have everything.
Exactly. I'm not living in a fear. Like, I mean, for me, I don't have any fear anymore right now. Yeah. So like I sometimes I got paranoid too, but not because of this. I got paranoid for like actually the time. My fear actually the time, because I know that the time is the chronos, right? The chronos not gonna let us go, not gonna let us like beat him,
right?
Because I was like, I often had this feeling like the time is so fast, and then I know they purposely turn faster than usual, and then I want to know why, because like right now if I'm like hanging out with you, I know it's gonna end. I know this is not gonna be for like forever. I don't know how many times that we even when I had my mom the other time, like had a mini stroke, and then I was like, oh, the time, you know, it's like, and then my dad, my brother, you know, and with my boyfriend, I was like, this is, we only have like very little time that we don't even know. It's like the little is it's a priceless, then we don't even know. So it's like the postponing is like, the postponing is actually my disease. I always postpone stuff, and then I realize that's my illness, and I cannot even like I cannot beat that. Like today too, I was like, oh my god, I woke up late, I don't know what happened, I couldn't wake up.
Everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to, but I understand what you mean about feeling like time, but
that's my fear actually.
I think that, you know, we all serve different roles and purposes here, and I fortunately was able to detach myself from people and things. Like I know that I feel like I'm gonna meet everybody in the world at least once. That's why I was kind of, when I reached out to you, I'm like, I knew I was coming to New York,
right?
And I know that, again, you remind me of like 4 different people from my whole life, but for what you're, that like, even if you lose people in this reality, they're always with you. Even if you lose pets in this reality, it's like that confirmation. Champagne or something. Damn, a bee. Oh shit.
Try to shut you off. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're sitting the remote control bees out here. But anyways, you never lose anybody. You never lose anybody in this reality, and that's the beautiful of thing of everything. And you know, we're not here to wake them up. Those are soul contracts. We were chosen out of our group and our families, our blood, earth DNA, but that's just earth DNA. The people you're connected to go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Cosmic DNA,
especially star seeds.
And we're in different avatars. So, but we always recognize each other energetically, and we always know we got each other's back energetically. So, this is why it's so important. This is why I'm always trying to do meetups or get people together in different cities, because you gotta plug in with other power sources. You can't just stay with your normal. If you stayed in the same place, never traveled, same friend, you can't get to your highest timeline. You're just you're listening to Joe Dispenza and reading books. Okay, cool. You got knowledge, but you have no frequency.
That's so true. One thing that I learned actually, I'm not supposed to stay in one circle, because the other time I was like, somehow the friends group is kind of like, you know, fading away, and then I was sad, and then I was like, why am I sad now? I realized that like, you're not supposed to stay like that. You know, you're supposed to, because otherwise you stuck there, you're like in this prison. So you're supposed to just go, like, do your journey, your RPG, the quest, basically. Oh wow, it's like 33. That's a nice talk, man. Like, thank you so much.
This was very, you know, unexpected, but I do want to say thank you for coming today. You know, like we got to meet earlier, and we got to meet a very powerful tribe member. Thank you
for like reaching me out, because I didn't know. I was like,
you invited
me.
New York? You invited me to the Google building. It was very last minute. I came, you know, early this morning. I said, I'm here.
Like, oh,
I said, come on by, and then here we are, and it's a beautiful sunset. It's a beautiful
and thank
day.
you for like letting me like meeting Kyrie Irving. Oh my God, Kyrie Irving.
Is he not a nice guy?
Oh my God.
He's humble,
nice, down to earth. You can feel his frequency. He's a very calm, Pleiadian, like healer, basically. And it's so nice, because I used to play basketball like for like 12 years. I was playing in a professional in Indonesia. I was playing for like my Indonesia too, and then my dream was like, I'm going, you know, to United States to watch NBA or like see any NBA player, but never happened. I live here for like 17 years. I never even been to like NBA, unless the last time Google gave me like kind of a ticket. But like finally, I didn't even go to the NBA. I met the person, and then get the chance to like receive his like a frequency. It's very beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
I thank you for coming, and I thank you.
That means a lot.
Hey man, we're tribe, and you know we're all Chinese zodiac monkey.
I know.
He's 1992,
right,
1980, 1980. Yeah. So I knew there was going to be some sort of an activation just by us being in the same place at the same time. And it sent an energy shock through the room. Now, most people won't know we changed their frequency. But getting back to the point, I do want to say thank you so much for coming today, and thank you again for the invite to the Google building. And I hope to see you again soon.
What else can I do? I have nothing. No. But yeah, of course, like every time we're family, and I love that one. It's like
this was an amazing gift.
So
I have been dreaming.
I know.
And going through realm after realm every night, and I feel so protected with this.
Yeah.
I even took it in the river, like the fresh water.
Yeah, I saw it. Like so this thing I got him from. This is like moldified mix with some other like a raw stones, not crystal but raw stones, and then this one is a moldified that he got amplifier. So usually people can't really stand with only moldified alone, but with this thing, this one is Taurus energy. If you see, like the path is actually amplified. It's more like a generator, so that's why he's like so bright like this. So I'm so glad that it suits you, it works well with you, and yeah. So thank you so much, like, for your high frequency share.
No problem at all. We'll do this again soon. 001 0110 001 0110 001 0110 001 0110